Hi everyone, I'm back with another 20th anniversary set. This is the 75258 Anakin's Podracer, released of course in 2019 for £25. Now this small vehicle set is so unique within LEGO Star Wars, as there's nothing really like it besides, well, other versions of pod racers within LEGO, which makes it a really great display piece, right? I mean, I talk about variety within a collection, which is, yeah, it's super important aspect, and this definitely excels and sets itself apart from everything else. Now the main upgrade to this iteration over the 2012 model and other previous models is definitely the engines. LEGO have really upgraded these with a lot more modern LEGO elements. There are, as we can see here, there are these cones in matte silver. There are these dark nougat pieces which are relatively new here. We have these wonderful, I don't know if you can see them here, but we have these wonderful like metallic Ninjago blades in like dark nougat on the bottom here, which are really cool to make up shaping. But yeah, these engines, I remember when I was building this set, they were one of my favourite parts to build. They were really fun to put together, and of course for a small set it's always nice to have a good building experience as well. Yeah, this thing definitely excels. Of course, also with the colour palette we have typical LEGO blue and yellow, which is to be expected. Nothing's really too exciting here, but yeah, the engines are definitely where this set shines and they look great. In terms of like any posability or finicky little details, well, there's not a lot to do with this set, and that's not really LEGO's fault. It's just sort of the design with this small vehicle set. There's not that much to do. There are some air brakes. There are 2 air brakes on each pod, and you can move these out, as you can see here. And there's some on the other side. They're very simple. They're just little clip pieces in there to represent those. Now, also, there are these sort of mandibles on the front here. Now, these were actually created, these pieces were created in 1999 for the original Anakin's Podracer, and have been used now, for things like helicopters and things like that. They are now widely used. But why I point these out so much is because, well, LEGO here uses ratcheted joints. I don't know if you can see here, they use these ratcheted joints as opposed to, say, clip pieces. And in Phantom Menace, the pods sort of, when they accelerate or when they just like move through the environment, they have like sort of these flowing motions to the front of the mandibles. And with these ratcheted joints, yeah, you can't really depict it as such. It's only just clip like that, you can't really get that sort of elegance that you're looking for. It's a very small thing. It's not a big deal at all, but it's just a very small design change. On the inside of the engines here, LEGO just uses a simple yellow wheel piece and a cone on the front there. Very simple. Yeah, I do love these engines, but there's just not that much to see. Also, quickly forgot to mention here, we have the energy beam that runs across the centre of the pods in the film. This is actually sort of what keeps them together. Of course it's not with the LEGO model, right? But LEGO just uses these. I believe it's called transparent medium lavender here, which is Darth Sidious's lightning piece, just in that colour to represent that. Yeah, it's really nice. On the previous version, they had medium lavender lightsaber blades, which is just nowhere near as accurate as the lightning here, which looks so much better. But yeah, it's a very small detail, and you can angle these differently, but I don't know why you'd want to. They just sort of stay centered there, and they look really nice. We have here these really long gunmetal grey flexi tubes running down to the main pilot's pod at the back. These are such a useful LEGO piece, and I'm happy they included them. They've been used well here. Now the actual pod at the back hasn't seen too many changes since the last design here. It's incredibly simple. LEGO just uses a basic dark bluish grey bonnet piece on the front. We have these 2 sort of clipped on assemblies at the sides here, trying to mimic the shape of Anakin's pod. I'll give them a pass here. This is probably still the most inaccurate part of Anakin's Podracer, but it's okay. The actual structure here is very basic. Anakin just sits on one of 4 exposed studs on the inside there. As you see, he just sits on the back 2, and he will sit in. Now, of course, Anakin is a small figure with these short legs, so he's just going to stand in there, which is perfectly fine, and he looks fine in there. To actually see out of, he has a modified 1x2 tile, a transparent tile here, which is nice, and he just uses some tap pieces here as joysticks. Now LEGO has represented the overall colour scheme and patterns of Anakin's pod fairly well here, but they have heavily relied on stickers. There are loads you can see on the back. These are just mimicked on the other side. They're the same, just inverted on the side there. And there are 8 total stickers on the back pod alone. Obviously 6 at the front, which we've already looked at. That's 14 stickers for the entire set of Anakin's Podracer, which I don't know how I feel about that. That's almost as egregious as the N1 Starfighter. It's not quite as bad as the N1 Starfighter, but 14 stickers in a £25 set. Obviously there's only one part of Anakin's pod we haven't talked about yet, and that's the stand. Now this thing is 100% completely necessary. Without it, the entire model would just fall apart. Obviously it's not there in the film, but yeah, LEGO had to make this, and they've done a pretty good job. It's very stable. It's not, you know, this thing isn't just gonna fall over. Now one thing I did notice when I put this thing together immediately, not over time, immediately, is this thing's a bit back heavy, and when you put this thing together you'll notice that it will slightly droop at the back here. It might bug some people, but it doesn't bug me. It's just gravity, and you know, LEGO has gone to some lengths here. These are very expensively molded pieces here, these transparent Technic beams. Yeah, they're quite expensive, and yes, there is some use of tan. This part, these 4 Technic axles here, that yeah, they are a little bit noticeable. But that's okay. I mean, it's not that bad, and there is a nice grip at the bottom here to actually swoosh the Podracer about, and it works as a stand. It works. Getting into the first figure of this set, it's kind of like the A-Wing with this one. There's not a lot of exciting figures in this one, but we have your basic Phantom Menace Anakin. Now this guy is the exact same as the 2015 Anakins. I think he's even the same as the 2012 Anakins. He's that old in terms of the torso printing here. Very, very basic, as you can see. Round back, just some pouches. Around the front, you got his little necklace here, and we have his belt. Very, very simple. He comes with a wrench. Of course, he does have the short legs, so there are no printing on the little short Lego legs there. And of course, there's no articulation with those. With this figure, his hairpiece that's usually on these Anakins aren't included. And you have your basic pilot visor and helmet here that can be brought down. It's pretty good, but it's not a very exciting figure, not a very valuable figure at all. One thing that I did appreciate about the 2012 version is you had a Rebel X-Wing pilot helmet in light bluish grey, and you had printed onto Anakin's face the proper, accurate Phantom Menace visor that he has. And I think that would have been much better to include over this standard brown sort of like Lego City sort of pilot's helmet here. But that's a very small change. It's just something that happened with Lego, and there's not really a lot you can do about it. Simply removing the helmet, of course, now we can see the first face, which is sort of like, yippee, that face, and going around back we have a much more sort of, you know, I'm trying to win the pod race face, much more just of a generic blank expression. Now getting into the star figure of this set, we have Tatooine Padme. Now this is a massive upgrade from 2012, and we have some wonderful printing here on her dark tan torso. There are some great highlights. I think the camera can pick them up there. The detail's fantastic. She does have, yeah, great textures in there. She has simple blue arms, as you can see, and a medium blaster rifle there. Now the interesting parts of this figure. This is the first ever Lego Star Wars minifigure to have medium legs. You see, they are medium legs. They're not the standard Lego legs, and they're not short. They can be articulated. This was a first, and it is a really great figure to have. Now, I do wish that these legs were in dark brown and not black, because it is a bit of a sharp contrast going from the torso to the legs, and with the fluidity that I talk about with the figure is sort of lost here, but it's still great, and I'm sure it would have been way more expensive to make those in dark brown. But now also her hairpiece is completely exclusive and made up brand new for 2019. The hair is so nice on this figure. I really, really love the hair, and yeah, it just looks great. Great likeness, unlike the face. Now this is just Lego, again, just being super lazy as usual. I'm joking, not always, but yeah, here they use Jyn Erso's face print, which is completely inaccurate. And yet the realism's completely lost, considering that back in 2013 they had a wonderful likeness to Padme with the LA-80 gunship. Yeah, this is 2019 and we're using Jyn Erso's face piece. It's just a face print, why can't LEGO make a new one? But yeah, that's super lazy. As you can see, it just doesn't really look anything like Padme. Quickly removing the hairpiece, you can see it gets even worse. We have the Jyn Erso, the sort of the smile there, and then going around back we have the grin. And yeah, why has Padme got this expression? She's on Tatooine, she should sort of have more of a smile on the alternate expression. This looks nothing like Padme, I'm sorry. But now that I've removed the hairpiece, you can see the back printing here, which again, LEGO didn't really need to include. But the back printing looks, yeah, really good on this figure. Just shame about the face. Now getting into the 20th anniversary minifigure for this set, we have Luke Skywalker in his X-Wing pilot sort of outfit here. And I'm gonna say, in my opinion, this is the worst 20th anniversary figure. Now that doesn't make him bad, because he's not bad, he's a really good figure, but he's just not as exciting, and he suffers some of those same flaws that LEGO X-Wing pilots have. He just uses obviously this is a 1999 figure, right? He just uses a standard orange jumpsuit there. He has very basic printing. Now again, I talk about the flaws with X-Wing pilots. The white isn't completely white, it's sort of going a bit faded there. That's because LEGO's printing the white on orange and it doesn't really come through as opaque as I would like, but that's okay. Of course, it's not a complete replica. He has the dark bluish grey hips as opposed to the old dark grey hips. It's a very small detail there. He has 20th anniversary printing on the back, same. The very basic helmet, you can see the helmet actual mold hasn't changed at all. There's no need, the helmet mold's really great, it's really accurate, but of course he just has that really old printing, and he has his standard blue lightsaber. I'm not going to bother taking the helmet off because of course there's no alternate face. He has that basic classic LEGO Luke face, and yeah, this guy's great. He's just not as good as any of the other 20th anniversary figures. One last thing to touch on is, of course, this guy does not have the chrome lightsaber hilt. LEGO just decided to not bring that back for 20th anniversary, which is kind of disappointing considering that, well, they were a pretty cool thing to have, but it doesn't really bug me. He still looks fine. As usual, I'm going to quickly show you the stand. It is printed, thank God, and you can attach them to all the other 20th anniversary figures in the collection. It says 20th anniversary Luke Skywalker there, as usual. Very, very nice inclusion. As per tradition, I'm going to quickly run you through the instruction manual for the set, being a 20th anniversary set. We can see here on the front the box art. I do really love the box art for this set. I think it has one of the best box arts, maybe even the best for 20th anniversary. Beginning into it, of course, first page, 20 years. We've seen this all before. 20 years of LEGO Star Wars. We see the comparison. This is this one. Oh, look at the original. Just look at the original where we are now. Yeah, you can see the same pieces are on for the mandibles there. They haven't changed. But yeah, they did have the old Padme in there, the new one. So not that much. The only actual difference is, of course, that set came with a little pit droid. But yeah, the design is way, way, way better, as you can see, for 2019. Moving on, of course, we have a comparison. We have the Luke figure against all the other figures there. And we have a little bit about the Boon to Eve classic with Anakin's Podracer from the film and just a little bit of info there. And then we get into the instruction manual. So that is Anakin's Podracer. Now, final thoughts. What do I think about this one? Well, it is a wonderful, wonderful set in terms of variety. If you buy this set, it's going to stand out from anything else in your collection, of course, unless you own older Podracers. And the design is really, really cool. It's got like a really engineering sort of aspect to it. I love all the little greebles on the engines. It's just a shame about a couple of flaws now. It is the stickers. There are 14 stickers in this set. If you don't like applying stickers, this set's gonna suck. And it's not one of those sets where I think you can just leave the stickers out. No, they are necessary. And yeah, there is quite a lot of stickers. Also, this set does have easily the worst minifig selection of a 20th anniversary set, and a really stinky figure selection anyway. Luke is nice, no problem with Luke, but it's just the Anakin and the Padme. I really wish Anakin got a better exclusive helmet piece, and of course Padme with the face. I also think that this set's just missing a figure, don't you think? This set is just missing a figure, which is quite disappointing. We could have had Shmi Skywalker for the first time ever in LEGO Star Wars. We could have had a Watto, again, maybe new for 2019. We could have even had Sebulba in there as another figure, considering that they're not going to re-release Sebulba's Podracer. With that said, another plus I do have to talk about is the price. This set was released for 25 quid. Now in 2022 you can buy this set for only 35 quid. It's only had about a £10 increase, right? £35 is still great for this set as a 20th anniversary set. It's wonderful, it's really, really good. If you want this set, or if you just want to invest in a 20th anniversary set, this is probably the one to buy, because this is the cheapest 20th anniversary set. Rating out of 10, what am I going to give this thing? Well, I really, really, really wanted to give it a 9. I really wanted to give it a 9, because I love the design, and it's so, so, so good. But it's gotta get another 8, it's gotta get an 8, because yeah, the stickers and the figures really draw this set back. If they just had one more figure, and of course maybe some more printed elements, this set would be a 9, maybe even a 10 out of 10. I also do obviously think it comes with the weakest 20th anniversary figure, which does not help its case, but yeah. That's Anakin's Podracer. Do you own this set? Do you own all of the 20th anniversary sets? Please, I want to get a discussion down below in the comments. Did you like the video? It is a sort of a different style. I think it is better with a script, yeah. And I will be uploading next week a different style of video, I think next week. I'm going to be trying to vary up the content. So yeah, if you did enjoy the video, please subscribe. Thank you. And I will see you next time.